Yep, 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 yep. Good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. Yep, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou. Live on YouTube. Tied 45-45 at halftime. Uh, I thought Golden State would sweep them. I'm not gonna lie. I thought maybe Houston would win that first game that was at home, and then I thought Golden State would win the next four. So I'm kind of surprised this is 2-2. But it's halftime now. But any of y'all watching this or paying any attention to the NBA Finals? We haven't talked much about it. Much about it here on YouTube. Yeah. What's up, Dogs fan? John Vaughters, Master of Dreams, Miami Man, Mark Fox, Jared Stidbaloney is here. Oh, he said he's the ultimate troll. Okay, well, thanks for letting us know. Yeah. See you later. Let's see. Bulwark Plays says you Cavs fan and want Houston to win. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody can beat Golden State. That's why I'm surprised it's 2-2. But yeah, if I was a Cavs fan, I wouldn't want to play Golden State either. What's up, Slim? Landon James. Good morning. Unlimited Sports. Big Dog. Bam. Good morning. Yep. Come get you some. Yeah. Rosie Lewis, good morning. Cavs in 8. I think it would take more than 8 games for the Cavs to win 4 against Golden State. Ryan Mears, what's up, buddy? No, it can't be. I'm not handing out mods to anybody else that asks for it. I'll just hand out mods when I want to from now on. It was getting out of control. It was way too many mods. I've got a decent amount of mods now. And just so everyone knows, I'm not handing out mods anymore to anybody that asks. So if you want to be a mod, the best thing to do is to show up on a lot of these live streams, be active in the comment section, talk sports, and don't ask. Bulldog, Lou, do you like my new profile pic, or should I go back to the old? To be honest, these pics on here are so small, I can't even really see it. Hey, I appreciate it, Blue Devil Pride. Thank you, sir. I'm not sure if you know or not, but you donated the $4.99, so you'll be entered into the drawing for a jersey giveaway that we'll do live here in a couple of weeks. Every dollar that you donate gets you one entry into that. So you got 5 entries into a jersey. Into a jersey contest. But thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate that, sir. Celtics versus Rockets. I do think the Celtics could win that series, but I don't think the Rockets are going to win this series. Drake says Oregon's winning the Pac-12. I doubt it. I mean, it's possible. The Pac-12 is pretty bad, but I don't think Oregon wins it this year. Let's see. Is that Jose Del Val or Josie? I don't want to be saying it wrong. Lou, I'm visiting Atlanta this weekend for 3 days. Any suggestions on where to visit? There's so much to do in Atlanta. I mean, 3 days is a long time, but I would go to, if you go to where Centennial Park is, which is sort of in downtown Atlanta, there's a whole lot to do around Centennial Park that's within walking distance. That's where the Georgia Aquarium is. The Coke Museum is there. There's a couple of other museums there. There's plenty of places to eat there. It's even within walking distance of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium if you want to go check that out. That's 3 or 4 blocks, or maybe a little more, but it's within walking distance. That's a good place to go. Sort of spend a day. Because there's a whole lot of stuff to do in a small area. You don't have to get in your car every 5 minutes and drive somewhere else. You know, like Six Flags is way out one way, Stone Mountain's way out. You know, some of that stuff is spread out. But if you go to where Centennial Park is, you can spend a day in and around Centennial Park, and there's plenty to do. The College Football Hall of Fame is there. I love Charles Barkley. I don't know. Are any of y'all even watching this? I don't know, but I love Charles Barkley though. I really do. I love Charles Barkley. I don't really have a team in college basketball, Sam, so it's not that I like or dislike Golden State. I think they're the best team. College football expert says, "Do you think you know more about college football than me?" Yes, I do think that. Yeah, I know Charles is a Barner, but you know, I liked Lou Holtz too. I know a lot of people hated him. I liked Lou Holtz as a commentator on ESPN. Maybe not the first few years he was there, but the last few years that Lou Holtz was on ESPN, I really liked him. I thought he was funny, entertaining, and that's how I feel about Charles Barkley. Like during the regular season of basketball, I don't watch very many games. But if I happen to be flipping through and see that a game is on TNT, I'll purposely turn it there at halftime just to hear, just to see 5 minutes of Charles Barkley talking about whatever it is he happens to be talking about. I just think he's entertaining. Sean White, good morning, sir. Chris Lanier, Browns go 16-0. Kansas has a better chance of winning a bowl game. What do y'all think will happen first? The Cleveland Browns win a playoff game, or the Kansas Jayhawks win a bowl game? What has a better chance of happening sooner, do y'all think? That's a hard one, isn't it? And you might have to live to be 100 something years old to see either one of those things happen, but one of those things has to eventually happen, right? I can't test your college football notice in an internet comment section, sir, where you have access to Google. You'd have to call into the show live, and we'll test it that way. Browns winning the playoff game. Golly, y'all are no shot for Kansas, huh? All right. Oh, Taylor, I don't even want to hear about that kidney stone. I've never had one. I don't want one either. Sooner Ace says Texas 10-2 at best. Well, yeah, but 10-2 would be a huge step up for them. Well, what were they, 7-6 last year, or 7-6 or 6-7? I think they were 7-6. So 10-2. I mean, I know right now most Texas fans are probably saying, "Oh, I think we can go 12-0 and win the Big 12." But realistically, I think most Texas fans at the end of the year, if they finish 10-2, I think most of them would be happy with that right now. It'd be the best season they've had in a long, long time. So I think they'd probably be okay with that. The Browns have a chance to win a game this year. You always have a chance to win the game in the NFL. I mean, as bad as the Browns are, you got to remember these are professional athletes. Okay, they're training year round to win games on Sunday, so they always have a chance to win a game. Obviously, they've been the worst team in the league for a while now. 0-16 last year, but of course they have a chance. And I'm not saying that because of Nick Chubb or anybody they drafted or whatever. But you always have a chance to win at least a game. Yeah, the Xbox is dead. I can't get it to work, and I just haven't had time to. I haven't even had time to look for a new one um, yet. But I'll get one over the weekend probably. I've been real. I know I say this all the time about how busy I am, but the last couple of days have been ridiculous, and then tomorrow too. I'm one video behind. I didn't even do a video yesterday, Wednesday, for ACC week, so I'm one video behind. I wanted to do two today, but I didn't even get the first video uploaded till almost 5 o'clock today. And then I had this show tonight, so I just said, well, forget it. One video today. I said, well, maybe I'd do two tomorrow, but I'm looking at what I have to do tomorrow, and I don't know if I don't know if I'll have time to do. I don't know if I'll have time. I probably won't have time to do two tomorrow, so I'll probably have to do the fifth ACC video on Saturday. So, but I mentioned on the live stream, I think, or it may have been in today's video. I'm not trying to slight the ACC. I promise you, the ACC will get their 5 videos. It just might not be 5 in 5 days. It's just been crazy around here this week. It's the kids' last week of school, so they've got all kind like 2 days ago. What was that? Tuesday. I had to go to their school for some party or something for Lou Jr. So that took a couple hours. Yesterday I had to go to the school again for a meeting with some people for something. And then tomorrow, Luann's in 5th grade, so this is her last year in elementary school, and so they're having like an awards thing tomorrow for the 5th graders, and she won something. I don't know what she won. So me and Mrs. Lou are going to that tomorrow at like 8:30 in the morning. It lasts a couple hours, so that's going to set me back a couple hours in the morning. So I'll still be able to do at least one ACC video tomorrow afternoon, but the 5th one might have to come on Saturday. Oh, you saw Solo? Yeah, Lou Jr. wants to see it, and we were going to go see it this weekend, but turns out he's going to be spending some time with his grandparents this weekend. So, but this is his last week of school, so he's out of school starting next week. So I don't know if we'll end up waiting until next weekend to see it, or maybe I'll just take him one day during the week, this coming week. But yeah, I hope it's good. I'm looking forward to that one. No spoilers. It won't end well for you. Don't spoil it for anybody in the comment section, please. Glover says, Lou, why are you so busy? Well, I work almost all the time. I have 2 elementary age. You'll figure it out. When you get kids, you almost can forget about downtime. I mean, any downtime you have is eaten up by them with something. Come kick soccer ball with me in the yard. Come throw football with me in the yard. The computer ain't working. Can you know, they're always asking you, can you take the top off this? You know, it's always, you know, you'll figure it out. Yeah, I've seen Infinity War, Landon. Infinity War has been out long enough now, so if you guys want to talk about Infinity War in the comment section, you can. You know, it's been out a month now, so that's plenty of time for people to see it. So. All right. Hey, Georgia Conservative Show, don't well, hold on here. Yeah, don't time him out again. Just let him be. Oh, some of y'all are out of school already, huh? Okay. Yeah. Here where I live, tomorrow's the last day. They only have half a day. I think they get out at 12 or something, but like I mentioned, Luann has that awards thing at 8:30. So we're just going to take her and Lou Jr. to school in the morning at 8 or whatever, 8:15, whatever time it starts. And then we're just going to stay there, watch Luann's award show, and then we're just going to sign them out when the award's over and bring them home. Lou, worst QB starting in the SEC. Well, we don't know who all the starters are going to be yet. Jalen Hurts is really bad. All of Florida's quarterbacks are really bad. Who's Arkansas's quarterback? You know, who knows? I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns at the quarterback position this year. No, I'm not going to play Fortnite. Yeah, Lou Jr. will be on a lot of these streams starting next week. I don't think I'm going to have him on the 3 o'clock, the afternoon streams. I mean, you probably know. I'm trying to keep the 3 o'clock streams more football oriented. And some people say, well, this is a football channel. Isn't everything football oriented? Well, no. Sometimes the trolls do what they do. and I don't mind that on these streams. So I'm trying to keep the 3 o'clock thing kind of. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but so I'll have him on some of these nighttime streams.
Right down to the 7 meticulously balanced ingredients in Synergy gasoline, meticulously designed to help protect your engine and give you better gas mileage. Maybe it's because we're obsessive. Or maybe it's because we care.
Yeah, I was upset about Groot too. Everybody likes him. Florida has Felipe Franks, better QB than Georgia ever had. Oh, come on. You don't even believe that. Get real, man. You want more of the Lou crew? I'll tell you a funny story. I was running around like a madman today. I didn't even get out here until probably 2 o'clock, and so then I started on that. ACC coaching video, and I'm working on it, and I'm recording parts of it, and then editing, and then recording some more parts, and editing some more. And I was getting frustrated, and it was taking longer than I thought it was gonna take. And I was recording the last part out here, and one of the kids came outside and opened up the garage door as I was recording the last part, and I went absolutely haywire. I mean, I lost my mind. I had to apologize to him afterwards, but the camera was recording the whole time, and so you can't see me the whole time because I got up and walked, over out that way, but you can hear me. You can hear me yelling at him, and yeah, I mean, I lost it because it was at the very end, and I was ready to be done, and I was like, the way I did the videos is I broke it up into like 3 or 4 coaches at a time or whatever, and I was recording the last 3 or 4 coaches. I was recording Fuente, Mark Richt, Dabo, and I was on the Dabo part. And the garage door starts opening. So I was gonna have to redo the whole thing. I lost my mind. I got to start yelling at them. I came back. I closed the door, got them inside, came back out here, sat down, and I saw that the camera had recorded the whole time. So I played it back, and I saw myself yelling at them, and I had to get up and go in and apologize to them because I might have went a little overboard. But I should have uploaded that for you guys to see. It's kind of funny. Eagle says, Lou, I'm going to here soon make Vols new channels. That looks like comment autism, Eagle. Just being honest, that sentence makes no sense. Lou, I'm going to here soon make Vols new channels. Yeah. The Rockets are honoring the people who passed away in a Texas shooting by wearing the name of the high school on their jerseys. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that, but that's cool. Third quarter just started. 47-45 Golden State. Another one gone. Well, what I said to him is it doesn't really matter. Just the point is I overreacted a little bit. Best running back in the SEC? I don't know. I mean, the SEC lost a lot of good running backs last year. Chubb, Michelle, Darius Geis, those guys from Bama, Auburn's running backs. I mean, Jordan Scarlett was good a couple of years ago, but he didn't play last year, so you haven't seen him play in a long time, so you don't know what he's going to look like. Georgia's got a lot of talented running backs, but they've never started. So you don't. It's hard to know for sure what you're going to get there. Although I'm confident they'll be great. South Carolina, not really impressed with their running back situation. Missouri's got no running backs. Tennessee's got no running backs. Auburn claims to have 6 or 7 running backs this year that are going to be just as good as the ones they lost. I don't believe that. I'll believe it when I see it. Texas A&M, I couldn't tell you who their running backs are, so that tells me they're probably not very good. I don't know who's behind guys at LSU. LSU will probably have a good running back because it just seems like they always do. Vanderbilt, no, they lost. What's his name? Ralph Webb. He was the best player they ever had, but best running back for sure. Not replacing that. Mississippi State, decent. Now, Kentucky's got some good running backs. I mean, you say what you want about Kentucky, but Kentucky's got some good running backs. Kentucky's running backs would play at a lot of other SEC schools. I mean, if I'm just being honest, they're pretty good. When will the Miami fan make his first appearance? You may see him before ACC week is over. What Jake Fromm going to do without Chubb and Sony? Same thing he did with Sub and Choney. I mean, he threw for 2,800 yards last year, 24 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So that was better than any quarterback Alabama's had in God knows how long. Alabama has the least amount of returning starters in the SEC, so these people acting like Georgia's going to be terrible because they lost Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. I mean, Georgia's got 13 returning starters. That's about midway of the pack in the SEC. Alabama has the least amount of returning starters. They have 9. They lost 7 starters on. They returned 2 starters on defense and 9, I think, on offense. But Georgia's loaded. I'm not concerned. What scares you the most, Georgia playing USC Junior or LSU? I think USC Junior is a better team than LSU, but Columbia, we're sort of familiar with that. That's our first real game of the year. We play Austin Peay week 1, so the team, I'm confident that the team will be 100% healthy and ready to go for that South Carolina team, barring some kind of strange injury in week 1, whereas LSU falls in the middle of the year, and they're a little bit more of an unknown to Georgia because we rarely play them. So I would be more concerned right now about the game at LSU, even though I think South Carolina is a better team than LSU. Who is USC Junior? South Carolina, sir. What's the bad news, Drake? How did Uncle U take to the Mark Richt roasting? I have a feeling that Uncle U is I have a feeling he doesn't get very angry. I have a feeling Uncle U is a religious man, a man of the cloth even. So we'll just have to wait and see when he finally speaks for the first time on YouTube what he has to say and what his attitude and demeanor is. But being a huge Mark Richt fan like Uncle U obviously is, I have a feeling he's probably a pretty spiritual fella. Okay, hold on a second here. Who is if the mods are gonna change their names, they have to tell me. They have to tell me ahead of time. This is a close game here. Nice guys finish last. You know, that was the first video I ever made. That I wouldn't necessarily consider that video going viral. It didn't get that many views, but that was the first video I made that really got shared around to a lot of people. That video was a lot of people's first exposure to Uncle Lou. Like at the time when I made that video, I don't remember how many views I was getting per video, but let's say I was getting 200 or 300 views per video at that time. That video got thousands. So a lot of people saw me for the first time with that video you're talking about, the Nice Guys Finish Laugh. That was the post-game Alabama video in 2015. I was sitting in the car. It was raining. Anyway, so that was one of the first, a lot of people who still watch me today, that was the first video they saw of Uncle Lou. Yeah, I was mad on that one. Do you remember Zachary? Zachary who? I'm gonna do the setup video at some point. I promise. I'll get to it. I'm not making excuses. I am gonna make it. I promise. But you have to understand. I get a ton of video requests, and I don't necessarily do them in any particular order, but then I have the videos that I've already, like, it's ACC week, last week was Big 12 week. I mean, like, the next 3 weeks after this week, those days are already taken. So when people do requests, I write them down, but it could be a while before I get to them. The only way I can guarantee that I would do a video request immediately is if somebody paid for it. That would be the only way. You'd have like, if you wanna do a donation and then for the message write, Lou, will you make a video on blah blah blah? I would have that video up the next day for you. But just the normal requests that I get, I have to just do them whenever I get around to them. Whose education did I make fun of? Something's wrong with the comment section again, too. Everybody that comments, it says they're a mod. Paul Warren, you want the Warriors to win? Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to win, too. Good job, David. I'm happy for you, man, that you passed. That's great. I think the Warriors will win. Dennis said he's going to troll Uncle Lou until Miami wins a natty. Well, you're not going anywhere anytime soon then, sir. You'll be here for a while if that's your plan. Who do I think will win the Stanley Cup? I think the Washington Capitals will win it. I know a lot of people are high on Vegas, and they're the good story, right? Because they're a new team, and so I think a lot of people that are watching the Stanley Cup who aren't fans of either of the two teams will be pulling for Vegas to win it. I just think Washington. I think Washington, the Capitals will end up winning it. No, I don't remember Brother Zachary. That's like the third time you've asked me, and if you don't give me some type of context or more clues as to who Zachary is, then I can't help you. The only hockey I watch is playoff hockey, Unlimited Sports. I don't watch it throughout the season. I just watch the playoffs. No, I'm still gonna do the shows during the season. On the times. Well, you talking about the daytime shows or the nighttime shows? Daytime shows, 100%. Yes, doing those during the season, not changing that at all. You know, it'd be the same time, 3 o'clock, the whole thing. The nighttime shows, I'll still do a show on Thursdays for sure. There's football games that come on Thursdays. So Thursdays is a great day to do the show. So I'll come out here and stream on Thursday nights while the Thursday night games are on, and we'll actually have a game on at the time that we can talk about on top of talking about all the upcoming games for the weekend. This is a back and forth game, though. 1 point still. Yeah, I saw the big tractor video. You need the couch coach video? I'll you know what? Hold on a second. I think I have it saved on my computer. Let me see. Where is that? Hold on, I'm looking. I think I have it, but I have a ton of videos saved here, and I don't remember what that video was called, so I'm having to just read through all these. I should have just renamed it Couch Coach before I put it in this folder, but I didn't rename it. And there's literally, I mean, there's a ton of videos in here. I'm looking, though. I thought I had it. Did I put it somewhere else? This might be it. Is that it? I hope this doesn't screw the stream up. I'm just making sure this is it. Hold on.
Good evening, everyone. This is Couch Coach coming to you live from KTF up on your June.
Yeah, that's it. gonna see if I can send it to you. Squid Tard. Let's see. You've emailed me before, right? Yeah. So you're in here somewhere. Where are you? I have to search for you. Hold on. Okay. Let's try this. Hold on. What is this? Oh. Reply. Hopefully this file isn't too big and I can just email it to you. Hold on a second.
There's a lot of reasons to be a fan, but only NBAStore.com has all the gear.
All right, Squid Tart, I emailed it to you. I emailed it to you, dude. Do I think Oklahoma can make the playoffs again? I think it'll be hard for Oklahoma to make the playoffs this year. I know Kyler Murray. They're high on Kyler Murray. I don't know. Losing Baker Mayfield. I think West Virginia is going to be really good this year. I think Texas has a chance to beat Oklahoma this year. Oklahoma State lost a quarterback too. So I don't know. I mean, if they go 11-1 and win the Big 12 championship, they're probably in again. If they lose 2 games, I don't think they get in. So I don't know. That's iffy for them. Ryan says, "Lou, I will make you lose subscribers." Well, why would you do that, Ryan?
So we can focus on your satisfaction. It's a new day at Wells Fargo, but it's a lot like our first day. Wells Fargo, established 1852, reestablished 2018.
Hey girl, you missed me?
Blue is the last of her kind.
Son of a...
I want to show you the future.
Can I play the clip of me getting mad from earlier? What clip? When I yelled at the kids? No, that's gone. I deleted it. That's what I'm saying. I should have saved it and uploaded it as part of that ACC video. Hey Dalton, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's why I do it. I mean, because I get antsy in the off season too, and you know, so I like doing these streams and talking. You know, that's why I do them, to talk college football with you guys. I know a lot of you like to troll, and I don't mind a little bit of that either. But I don't do these streams for the trolls. I do it, you know, to talk college football with you guys. Yeah, I saw the Big Lou Tractor video.
With an itch or irritation, you want to be free of it fast. The power of cortisone 10 gives you fast relief with the strongest non-prescription itch medicine, plus 7 healing moisturizers. It's good to be itchy. Cortisone 10. Feel the heal.
Even freshly pedicured feet can get rough and dry fast. But not anymore.
Boston Celtics or Cleveland. I thought Cleveland would win the series before it started, but I have a feeling now that Boston may win it. Which conference is more of a joke, Pac-12 or Big Ten? Pac-12, and it's not even close. I mean, I'm not a Big Ten fan, but they were miles ahead of the Pac-12 last year. Oh yeah, the Ultimate Troll is no longer a part of LouTube. I mean, he'll continue to create other accounts, but you know, but I'll just continue to ban him. But no, he won't be on the call-in show anymore either. No, Paul, I'm not making anybody else moderator who asks for moderator. I'm not making anybody else moderator, period, right now. I have plenty. And in the future, when I add moderators, it's going to be people that show up on the live streams a lot, that talk college football, that don't troll constantly. I don't mind some trolling. And it's going to be people who don't ask to be moderator. I'm not going to say what he did because that's what he wants. Trolls want attention. That's it. And so I'm not giving him any. Ryan, why do you keep saying, why did you ban us? You've never been banned from this channel. You keep saying that. Why did you ban? No one banned you, Ryan. You've never been banned. And I'll make you lose subscribers. I don't care. I don't understand what your problem is and why you won't stop crying about a problem that doesn't exist, sir. You've never been banned from LouTube. I don't understand what your issue is. It's starting to piss me off, though, to be honest with you. I can't take credit for that Vols going 15-0 video. Somebody messaged me that video of those two Spanish-speaking guys, and the guy was laughing. And that video has apparently, I had never seen it before, but apparently that video had been circulating for a while on the internet and on YouTube, and several people had done dubs of that video already where they subtitled it with different things. And someone sent me that video and said, Lou, have you seen this? You could probably come up with something pretty funny to do here. And that was probably a week or so before I actually made the video. I didn't think a whole lot about it at the time when he sent it to me, and then the idea just kind of came to me, and so I came out here, found a good section of the video. The video is a lot longer than what I uploaded, so I found a good section of the video that had like some laughing in it, but then some talking too, so I could add the subtitles in, and so that's what I'll take credit for the conversation. I added that to the video, but the idea or the actual video itself, someone sent that to me. Lou, which conference is more of a joke, Pac-12 or Big Ten? I'm going to answer that question the same way I answered it 35 seconds ago and say that the Pac-12 is more of a joke. Yeah, I think, I mean, Dalton says, will there be different plays for the two different Georgia quarterbacks? I mean, 95% of the plays are going to be the same. I mean, a lot of our offense last year was RPOs, run pass options. You know, Fromm in the shotgun with a running back next to him, and then depending on what the linebackers and the DBs and the defensive ends and things like that are doing in their alignment and things like that, he would either stick the ball in the gut and the running back would take off with it. He would pull it out and run sometimes, or he could even pull it out and throw it. So a lot of those plays will be the same. There aren't very many, if any, designed runs for Jake Fromm, whereas you probably will have some with Justin Fields. Which college football fans are the kindest besides UGA? Believe it or not, it's probably Tennessee fans. And I know I make a lot of videos about Tennessee, but that's part of the reason why. Anybody that sticks around on YouTube long enough to get over their anger is usually able to come to appreciate what I do. Now, that doesn't mean they like it when I talk trash about their team, but they're able to see the humor in what I do, or at least enjoy maybe the trash talking that I do about other teams. The people that get the maddest every year, every season, the people that get the maddest at Uncle Lou are the teams that we don't normally play. So 2 years ago, Ole Miss fans were really, really mad at Uncle Lou. Most of them had never been exposed to Uncle Lou before because we don't play Ole Miss very often. This year, Notre Dame fans got really, really mad. Tennessee fans were mad for a while, but like I said, a lot of them stuck around long enough to sort of figure out what I do, and you know, they can accept it now. But I mean, there are fans from every fan base that I've ever trashed on here, that I like and that like me and that I conversate with on here, on Facebook, on Twitter, or wherever. So you know, it just depends on the person, not really the team. I think LeBron James is one of the best basketball players of all time. He's not Michael Jordan. I don't. These people that keep wanting to compare, and this happens. Hold on, I've just had enough now. You know, every time there's whoever the greatest player is in the NBA at that particular time, they always want to compare him to Jordan. LeBron is not Jordan. Period. He's not. It's not even close. I'll get in touch with Ryan Stanfield tomorrow on Twitter and figure out what the hell was going on. That may not even have been him. I don't know. It could have been somebody else using his name. I don't know. It's just people have started to take advantage of my acceptance of trolling here, and you know, it just gets to the point where you're just making a fool of yourself. And here's the thing about trolling: if your trolling irritates me, that's one thing, because then I can get mad on video and everyone can enjoy that. But if you're trolling to the point where it's pissing everyone else off, I'll just get rid of you. You know, when I get messages, email messages, Facebook messages, Twitter messages, whatever, about a troll, then that's when I know it's time to get rid of that. You know, Lou, I love your show, but I can't watch it anymore because such and such in the comment section, or I can't watch it anymore because whatever. That's when I know it's starting to be a problem. Well, if it was the real Ryan Stanfield, then he shouldn't have been pretending to be the ultimate troll. So either way, I'm not an idiot. And Paul, anytime you're going to use the phrase, you're an idiot, when you're talking to somebody, make sure you spell the word you're right. Idiot. Who else would have known about Wyoming getting Phil canned? Yeah. Well, I rag Tennessee fans from time to time about that Wyoming game. I really did it a lot. Was it 2016 when we almost lost to shoot, I forget who it even was now. Week 2 of 2016, we almost lost to some FCS team. God, it's escaping my mind. Somebody will mention it in the comment section. But 2016, week 2, Georgia almost lost to an FCS team, and everybody was ragging on us about it. And so, you know, I had to look up like when every other team actually did lose to a really bad team, and in the case of Tennessee, it was that Wyoming game. So I always had that in the back of my mind, and that was Nicholls State. Thank you, Uncle Flu. I can always count on you, Uncle Flu. Thank you. And Nick Hoghead, thank y'all. Yeah, Nicholls State. So that's that little Wyoming tidbit of information has always been in the back of my head, and that just felt like a good time to use it. Was in that video the other day. All right, I've bye, Paul. I mean, some of y'all just need to learn. When I get on here ranting and raving about how the trolls are pissing me off, that might not be a good time to troll me with the same dumb shit that I'm in the process of complaining about. Okay, so I mean, eventually, some of you will learn. Every time, I know I'm not paying much attention to this game, I'll be honest, because I'm talking with you guys, but every time I have looked down, it's been a 1-point game. 78-77. Now 4-point game. They just hit a 3 there. Houston's up 4 now. 9.5 minutes to go. Golden State better do something, because this game's in Houston here. And, missed it. Houston's got a chance to go up by 6 or 7 now. Katusa, I think you might be right, at least for week 1. It wouldn't surprise me to see Jalen Hurts start week 1 against Louisville. I think Tua will come into the game at some point and then maybe start the rest of the year. But it wouldn't surprise me to see that happen. Who's the best running back at Bama besides Jalen Hurts? Bama's always going to have good running backs. They did lose a couple this year, but doesn't it seem like they lose a couple every year? So they'll be okay at the running back position, I think. Adam QB says Fields or Fromm. Fromm's the starter. I think Fields will play in every game. You know, how many snaps? 5 to 10 a game, something like that. You know, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the game. But Fromm is the starter, barring some sort of injury. Bobby Petrino has a long list of transgressions, Mr. Vic. Running out on the Falcons in the middle of the night without telling anybody. The scooter accident, cheating on his wife. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. He's just... He hasn't been a very upstanding citizen. Never mind the fact that you had Lamar Jackson and could barely win 8-9 games. Notre Dame fan, I'm with you, and I think I'm just spoiled. You know, I loved the NBA in the 90s. It was great. You had superstars on almost every team in the NFL, or at least 12 or 15 teams had superstars on them. Now you look around the NBA, it's really only 3 or 4 teams that you even have to worry about all year. But I mean, back in the day, I mean, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, Shawn Kemp, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing. I mean, on and on and on and on and on. I mean, it was a different league back then. I agree. I think it was way better back then. I don't necessarily want anybody to win or lose the NBA Finals. I'm not that much of an NBA fan. My pick was the Golden State Warriors, but it looks like they may lose this one here. But this is only Game 5. It's series tied 2-2 right now. So I mean, I'm going to stick with Golden State to win it, but I don't really have a team that I want to win or want to lose. Alan says you should not have banned Ryan Stanfield. Well, I mean, I kept telling him over and over again to stop, and he kept on and on and on and on and on. So I don't know what his deal was. I'll message him tomorrow on Twitter, or he can message me if he's listening and explain to me what the hell he was doing on here, and I'll unban him. But I mean, when someone tells you to stop doing what you're doing over and over and over again, and you don't do it, that's what happens. So, I mean, I don't like banning people, but, some of this stuff is just getting out of hand with this pointless, stupid trolling. Mark Fox, good morning, sir. There's a fake Alan V in here now. Boy, you guys, man, some of y'all really need a hobby. Alan, do me a favor and send me a message on Facebook right now. Stanley Cup is rigged now? You can't think everything can't be rigged, man. Come on. I mean, Who's Bama's next coach after Saban? Butch Jones. He's head coach in waiting at Bama. That's why they brought him in. No, I don't know. I used to think it would be Dabo Swinney, but now Dabo Swinney is on such a run at Clemson, I think it would be hard for him to leave there. I'm messaging the real Alan V. So, what's his name? I'll have to come up with a different fake account to use, I guess, now. I don't know. Who do I think Tennessee's best player was this year? Well, you're using a past tense word to talk about the future. So when you're saying who do I think Tennessee's best player was, do you mean who it was last year, or do you mean who do I think Tennessee's best player will be this year? Or who their best player will be this year, I have no idea. My guess would be it would be a defensive player, because offensively I don't think they're going to do very much, and at least Jeremy Pruitt's a defensive guy. But I don't know. Yeah, Najee Harris is good, Katusa. He's a good running back for sure. No doubt about it. Tennessee's best player was Smokey. Smokey has parvo. Houston's up by 3, 6.5 minutes to go. It doesn't really matter if they create a fake account with someone else's name, because I'm not banning people based off of their screen name. I would ban them based off of something they typed in the comment section. So if you're the real Taylor Payton, don't say anything stupid and you won't get banned. If you're the fake Taylor Payton, you're probably going to say something stupid and you're going to get banned. So it'll all work itself out anyway. If I happen to ban a wrong account, I'm sure most of you on there are smart enough to get in touch with me one way or another. I'm not hard to find between YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, email, whatever. So it wouldn't be hard to fix the situation. So I mean, Ty Chandler will be okay, but I mean, listen, I just have a hard time believing Tennessee is going to be any good at all on offense. I don't think it really matters what players they have. I don't believe I don't even believe Butch Jones's recruiting classes were overrated for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I don't even think Tennessee's team is all that talented. I don't think it was solely the fact that Butch Jones can't coach. I don't think there's much talent there.
Samsung Gear S3 smartwatch, brilliant gift. Thanks for the ride along, Captain. I've never been in one of these before. Even though Geico is here we go.
Fat Lard says, "Hey Lou." Hi, Fat Lard.
Served in the military for over 75 years. Is that what you wanted to say? I have to say, you seem a lot chattier on TV.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
Hey, back there, buddy.
See, whoever this Taylor Payton is that just says this, that Taylor Payton is getting banned. Whether he's the real one or the fake one is not my concern. Uncle Lou banned the ultimate troll for a dumb reason. Bye. Now you can cry that I banned you for a dumb reason.
Allegro is the fastest non-drowsy allergy relief you can get. In just 1 hour, it starts working. Helping you break
Who said that? Where's that? Beautiful outside, Chad. Where it's been raining for like 2 days straight here, and it's supposed to rain every day for Memorial Weekend, Friday through Monday. It's supposed to rain almost I think every day. No, Fat Lard is not a mod. For some reason, it's showing that everybody is a mod in the chat. It did this the other night too. It's some kind of YouTube glitch. Okay, Dalton. Yeah, I'll let you know for sure. I mean, I don't go every year or anything like that, but I love it up there. Mrs. Lou likes it up there too. We almost went in February of this past year, but Luann had some kind of dance thing or something come up, and we weren't able to go. But I love it up there. I like staying in those chalets up in the mountains. You know, those wooden cabins or whatever they're called, log cabins up in the mountains. We usually get a nice one too, with like a hot tub out on the deck, you know, and like maybe a pool table, and you know, the big jacuzzi baths in them and all that. But yeah, it's really nice up there. Six-point game. 4-point game. 5.5 minutes to go. Yeah, there's some places in Georgia that's starting to get flood. I have a spot in my backyard. My backyard slopes like all the way from the right side to the left side. It's a constant downhill slope. So whenever I get a lot of rain, there's an area down by the privacy fence on the left-hand side of my backyard that goes from the fence to about 10 feet out in the yard that floods every time we get a lot of rain. And yesterday there was about a foot of standing water that no grass will even grow down. It's like a permanent swamp down there. Like even if it doesn't rain for like 2 weeks, the ground stays wet down there. Fat bastard says, "Uncle Lou, I'm going to Waffle House tomorrow. But you gonna put a hurting on him, ain't you?" Jeremy Pruitt was a great recruiter in college. I mean, as an assistant, we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does as a head coach. I mean, the majority of his time in college has been spent at Alabama, which Nick Saban is the head coach. That recruits itself. The other two teams he was at was Florida State and Georgia. Both Florida State and Georgia And those are two of the best recruiting ground states in America. Like Georgia and Florida are just loaded with high school talent. So almost anybody can recruit Georgia and Florida. I do think Jeremy Pruitt's a great recruiter, but we'll have to see if he can do it now that he's on his own at Tennessee, in a state that's not known for producing a lot of high school talent. He's going to have to go outside of Tennessee a lot. So we'll see how he can do. Yeah, Houston up by 6 again now. They're going to win this one, it looks like. You up by 6 this late in the game at home, you're probably not going to blow it. You're probably going to hang on to this one. Yeah, you can't beat those chalets, those cabins that are up in the mountains, man. You can't beat that. When was the last time I think 2015 was the last time I went up there. Our whole family went. So like me, Mrs. Lou, our kids, my brother, his wife, his 2 kids, and my parents all went and stayed up there. Had a good time. I was actually up there the weekend that Georgia lost to Tennessee. That was the year Chubb got hurt too, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. 6-point game. Houston up. 4:05 to go. Golden State's got the ball. They got to. I mean, it's almost to the point now they got to start scoring on every possession here. I mean, it's not like they need to start shooting up threes, but blocked. Kevin Durant got blocked. That wasn't a good possession. No, I didn't ban Fat Lard. When you see somebody with an account named Fat Lard, what that means is they have a regular account that they normally comment on, and then they have a second account called Fat Lard. So you'll see Fat Lard will come in and make a couple of comments, then disappear for a while. That's when the troll is back on his normal account in here commenting. Georgia softball, yeah, we got a series with Tennessee coming up this weekend. Starts tomorrow. The Super Regionals in Athens. See, you start talking about them, and then they log back into that account, which is what Fat Lard just did. Does Gatlinburg have a Waffle House? You know what? I don't know. When I go out of town to places, doesn't matter, Gatlinburg or anywhere else, I like to eat at local places or places that I can't eat at here. So I wouldn't be looking for a Waffle House when I went to Gatlinburg. I like to eat at local places. Eagle says, Lou, I'll make you some videos this year during football season. All right. Do I think Michigan football trips to different countries is a good tool for recruiting? No. Not for recruiting, no. I mean, you're not recruiting any high school players out of England. So I don't think it benefits you in recruiting. I think it helps grow your brand overall as school, and like, you know, it may help merchandise sales and things like that, but I don't think it helps recruiting to play in another country. No. I've had a Whataburger. Dogs fan 1196. Someone is copying my account. Can you ban them? Maybe. I have to figure out who. I mean, I'll ban them when they type something they shouldn't be typing. That's the only way for me to know who the troll really is, and who the fake one is, and who the real one is. Thank you, good fella. I appreciate that. Dan Mullen loves thick girls. That might be one of the funniest attempts at trash talking Dan Mullen I've seen in a while. All right, 3-point game. Golden State's got the ball. 2:40 to go. A Cane's restaurant? No, I never heard of that. It's called Cane's? No, never heard of it. Oh, you giving the ball away. What are you doing, man? I mean, that was unforced error there. Glover says, Uncle Lou, what's your favorite YouTuber of all time? I don't know about my favorite, but I think the Angry Grandpa will always be pretty high up on my list, because that was the first YouTube channel I ever watched, like all the time, you know. For years, I only used YouTube to look up something specific, one video. I didn't even have an account, a YouTube account. I just, if there was a certain song I wanted to hear or whatever, I would go to YouTube and type it in. I would listen to it, and then that was it. Or if I needed to know how to do something or what, I'd go to YouTube and, you know, how to whatever, and watch a how-to video on something. But I never even had an account. Angry Grandpa was the first channel I found on YouTube, where I watched a video, and then I watched another video, and then within like a week, I had gone back and watched every video he had ever made, and then from that point forward, I watched every video that came out. So he'll always be real high on my list. I've never gotten into PewDiePie. I know who he is. I've seen a couple of his videos that show up in the trending feed or something on YouTube every once in a while, but I've never really gotten into him. Yeah, Adam, I think a lot of people, especially, and I don't know how old you are, but I mean, I'm 40, so I think a lot of people my age, that's all they used YouTube for most of their adult life. Whereas I think younger people are almost raised on YouTube. Like my kids are 10 and 9. And they've had YouTube accounts since they were 5 and 6 years old, and their entire life they've watched more YouTube channels than TV channels. I couldn't tell. There's not a single show on TV that my kids watch every week or whatever. Now, yeah, they watch Netflix sometimes. They'll search for a movie or some even shows on there or whatever. But there is no show on TV that my kids sit down and watch. Sometimes over the summer, I'm able to get them to sit in the den with me at night and watch a little bit of like America's Got Talent or something like that. But kids nowadays have no interest in watching TV at all. If a commercial comes on, like, my kids almost don't even understand what that is. Like, they don't understand why they can't fast forward through the commercial. They're so used to DVR or Netflix or YouTube or you know, like a commercial comes on TV and they wonder how come a skip button doesn't come up after 5 seconds of the commercial. That's kids' mindset nowadays. Which is why I don't think YouTube is going away anytime soon. You know, every few months, these huge YouTubers make a round of videos about how YouTube is screwing them out of money and they're running people off and blah, 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 and this and that. I don't see YouTube doing anything but getting bigger over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years even. Now I'm sure it'll change a whole lot, but when I look at my kids and they're 9 and 10 years old, and them and all their friends, my nieces and nephews that are that age, that's all they do is watch YouTube. I mean, that's it. They could care less about TV. My daughter hasn't had a TV in her room in like a year and hasn't even asked for one. She doesn't care. She's got a MacBook Pro, a laptop, and an iPad, and her phone, and she could care less about a TV. The only reason Lou Jr. has a TV is to play video games. That's it. I can't remember the last time he turned a cable box on in his room. He's got a cable box in his room where he can watch TV. I don't even remember the last time he turned it on. I try real hard. I always have tried real hard to keep my videos kid friendly. Yes, I have cussed in a few videos, a handful, but if you had to give my channel a rating, it would be G or PG. I very rarely do anything on YouTube that an 8-year-old couldn't watch. Very rarely. I mean, especially when if you compare my channel to other channels out there, it's something, you know, every other word is a cuss word. I mean, I've always tried real hard to keep it clean here. Houston up by 1, 22 seconds. And Houston has the ball, so Golden State gonna have to foul now. Yeah, Uncle Flute of the Oreos. That's. I mean, there are some videos where. Listen, I'm not against cussing. Like I cuss in my personal life or whatever, but I also understand that, you know, other people don't want to hear it, or other kids don't want their kids to hear it and stuff like that. So I'm not against cussing. You know, y'all can cuss in the comment section. I don't really care. You know, I cuss in my personal life. The cussing doesn't bother me. I just made a decision a long time ago to try not to do it that much on here. Because the thing is, if people don't mind cussing, they're not going to care that I don't cuss. But people who don't like cussing, parents especially, a lot of times they won't let their kids watch you or whatever. So I just decided a long time I wasn't going to worry about it. Now, there are a few times where I've cussed. Sometimes I'll bleep it out even. But if I think the cuss word adds something to the video, I'll leave it in. Like, I don't want to sound like some kind of artistic lunatic or whatever, but I do think there's situations where a cuss word at the right time adds something to the scene or the whatever it is you're going for in that particular shot, and so I'll choose to leave it in. Curry missed. Golden State's gonna win. Ten seconds to go. Like Houston going back to the foul line here. Made the first one. So Houston up by 2. Still shooting another free throw here too. Missed it. That should have been a foul. That was over the back. That looked like a foul to me on that looked like over the back to me. Didn't call it though. Lou, you should do an IRL live stream. I know IRL stands for in real life, but I don't really know what makes a live stream IRL. Like what does that mean? Have I seen the show Brockmire? No, I don't think so. Yeah, well, there's been a lot of videos where I said friggin' instead of the other word, but there's been certain occasions where I thought the real word needed to be said, and so I said it. A live stream vlog. Uh, Watching women cook and clean on YouTube? What? Drake says, "Oh, you have a channel, Drake? Is it a football channel or something different?" I'll check it out. Yeah, too many unforced errors for Golden State here towards the end of this game. I mean, that was just ridiculous. There, you can't win that way. You're giving the game away. Stream as you go about your day. Oh, she's doing good, Arkansas sports man. Thanks for asking. Yeah, she's doing great. I mean, if you saw her, you wouldn't even know anything was wrong. You know, I don't know if you've ever known anybody with MS, but you know, most days you wouldn't even know anything was wrong with her. You know, she does have an eyesight problem from the MS that'll never go away, and you know, fingers crossed. I mean, MS is a type of thing where you can live a normal life for 20 or 25 years, and then you wake up one morning and you can't get at it. Your legs don't work, or you know what I mean. But she's doing really, really good. I appreciate you asking. All right, Uncle Flu. No, I do know what a draw my life video is. Yeah, I haven't ever You know what? I'm pretty good with the video editing because I've been doing it for so long. But I would have no clue. I've seen those draw my life videos, and I have no idea how those people do it. So I would have to first figure out how they even do that, and then I would have to go about doing it. I remember the Daddy 05 people. Yeah, I think they were exploiting those kids. I mean, some of that stuff they were doing on there, I don't think was right. Can I make a video about ACC Troll of the Week? Probably not. I wouldn't know what to like. I don't even really know what you mean. So probably I don't know. It is a football channel. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'll check it out then. There's there's an Oregon guy I've been watching for a while on YouTube. His name is David. but I don't think that's not the name of his YouTube channel. I don't think, and I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. And I've been watching him for a while. He's not really a trash talk. He doesn't really do what I do. He has his own sort of style, but he's a huge Oregon fan. He lives out there. I don't know if you do, but he lives out there. He goes to a lot of the games, and he's got like all kinds of like game-worn uniforms and pants and cleats and helmets. I mean, the room that he does his videos in is unreal for like a fan cave. He's got just a ton of really cool Oregon memorabilia. If I'll have to try to find his channel again to try to remember so I can let you know what it is. You would like watching him too, and then he could watch you too. But God, I can't remember his channel name now. I found it because I'm friends with him on Twitter too, so I'll figure it out, and I'll let you know the next time I see you in the comment section. Hopefully, I will have figured it out by then.
How do you win in business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with stylish makeovers. Then, at your next meeting, set your seat height to its maximum level. Bravo, tall meeting man. Start winning today. Book now at lq.com.
The revolution of music is here. I call alert. We're looking for the next superstar. As soon as you think that you safe.
Yeah, Drake, I don't know. You might be able to type in, I know his name is David, but I don't think that was part of his channel name, but you might be able to type in like David Oregon Ducks into YouTube, and you could find him. He's a real nice guy. He doesn't do the trash talking thing like I do. He's more of just like a straight-laced type of guy, but he's super nice. I mean, I've never met him in real life, but I mean, you can just tell sometimes from watching people's videos, but he's a good guy. Yeah, SEC dog. He knows his stuff. That pigskin Pete. He was a good guest to have on. I enjoyed having him on. I'm gonna try to have him on more during the season. You know, maybe when Clemson has a big game, or you know, or whatever. Try to have him on more. I thought he did a pretty good job. I mean, everybody that's come on has done a pretty good job. I don't want anybody to see this now and go, "Oh, Lou didn't think I did a good job." No, everybody. I've enjoyed all the guests that I've had on. I wish I had more guests that wanted to come on at 3 like that and do like in-depth, you know, talk about their team. Everyone's done a great job that's come on. We've had Florida fans on, Tennessee fans on, South Carolina, LSU. We had an Arkansas fan on, I believe. We had an Oklahoma fan, an Oklahoma State fan. That's been great. You know, I learn a lot when I talk to those other fans of other teams. So I like having them on. Well, yeah, Pete's a Clemson homer. I mean, he's a Clemson fan. I mean, I'm a Georgia homer. I mean, I don't hold that against somebody, but, you know, just if they're a homer.
Sometimes I just forget.
Adams, are you going to have your season predictions out in a couple of weeks? Yeah, I'm going to finish doing this conference week thing that I'm doing. So I did the Big 12 last week, ACC this week, probably do the Big 10, or probably do the Pac-12 next week, then do the Big 10, then do the SEC. So that's going to take me into the middle of June. And then I usually do my prediction videos like the last 2 weeks of July and the first 2 weeks of August. I usually finish up my prediction videos around the middle of August, and then that gives me a couple of weeks leading up to the season to make whatever other type of videos I want to make. Eagle, I learn stuff every time. Anytime I talk to a fan of another team, I always learn something. Always. Master of Dreams. Uncle Lou, go drink some wine and bleach your fries.
It's a 3-2 series as we go back to Oakland for Game 6 on Saturday night. You missed this one? Shame on you. We'll give you the highlights to show you what you missed. Andre Iguodala again unable to go. Klay Thompson was questionable, but he played. So did James Harden when he had a tough night. Kevin Durant turning around. Too easy. Shut Kitty. You can serve. Golden State guys do their thing 29-23-22. Houston guys do not do their thing, and they still lost games. Yeah, but the turnovers were killing.
Bobby Petrino is better than Nick Saban? Man, come on. Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, McDonald's does make some pretty good French fries. They're probably the best of the fast food places, I guess. I don't know, Dogs fan. People ask me that a lot. If Georgia didn't have a team, who would I root for? I really don't know. I mean, I root for Georgia because they're the home team. So I guess I would be a Georgia Tech fan. I mean, I don't know. Boise State's going to be a good team this year, John. The problem is the best they can do is 12-0, and that's not good enough. So Sooner Ace, don't listen to the troll. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's easy to tune them out, but sometimes it's not. Yeah, Prince, I'm having fun with this conference thing. I mean, you know, I know that everybody watches me for the trash talk videos. Like, I don't want anybody to think that I forgot that, or that I think I'm some kind of X's and O's expert and analyst type guy now because I'm doing these more serious type videos. But you know what's happening is as I'm doing these other videos, like all last week ACC or all this week ACC, all last week Big 12, that it's forcing me to learn more about these other conferences, and that's going to help me during the season when it's time for the trash talk videos. There will be things I have learned and found and looked up during the off season when I'm making these more serious type videos. There will be things that I found that I'll be able to use in the season when I'm trash talking about Oklahoma or Clemson or Florida State or Michigan or whatever the case may be. So it'll pay off. And if anything happens, you know, this is another thing people tell me all the time. Lou, get mad about something and make a video about it. It doesn't work that way. I can't do that. It wouldn't be the same when you watch a video of me and I'm mad. I'm really mad. I can't. If I tried to fake it, it wouldn't come off. I'm a terrible actor. So people say get back to making the rant videos. Well, I have to have something to rant about. I can't just I can't just come out here every morning, go to ESPN.com, look at all the headlines, pick one out, and then pretend I'm mad about it and yell and scream for 4 or 5 minutes. Something's got to piss me off to set me off. I can't just fake it. So, like, even though I'm doing these conference week videos right now, if I get up tomorrow morning and find out that some Georgia player got arrested, or if I found out that, you know, if Butch Jones makes some dumbass quote, whatever, I'll come out here, I'll grab the camera, and I'll yell into it or laugh into it or whatever for 4 or 5 minutes and make one of those style of videos. But something has to happen for me to do that. I can't just I can't just I can't pretend with that. It has to be legit. And the funny thing about that too is at least once a week somebody leaves a comment on one of my videos. So it might even be a year or 2 year old video. But I get a little thing on my phone where I can read all the comments no matter how old the video is. If somebody makes a new comment, it shows up on there. And at least once a week I get a comment from somebody saying, "Oh, this video's fake," or my favorite ones that I get, and I got this one on Facebook. I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before. And this guy's an Alabama fan, and we were arguing about something football related, and he said, I can't remember word for word what he said, but basically what he said was that I DVR the games, right? Then after the game ends, I rewind the DVR, and then I record myself like it's live, but it's all fake and staged and all that. And his proof was the Rose Bowl. That was streamed live while the Rose Bowl was on. Like, you can't fake that. 117,000 people watched the end of the Rose Bowl live in real time as it was happening, minus the 20-second delay or whatever YouTube puts into its stream or whatever. But he was pointing out all this shit in that Rose Bowl video that was fake and staged, and see, that's proof you DVR'd it, and this probably wasn't even recorded the same day. You probably recorded that the next day. But anyway, so the point is, people already accuse me of faking the videos and stuff like that, even on the real ones. So there's no way I can just force myself to try to be mad or angry or something over something I'm not really mad or angry about, just because people want me to make a video yelling about something, if that makes sense. UJ baseball, well, they lost. They got eliminated today, didn't they? Lost to shoot, who'd they lose to? Slips my mind, but they lost today. But softball plays Tennessee tomorrow. Yeah, this is fake right now. This isn't even, I'm asleep right now. This isn't even, like, you know, hashtag INR 2018. It's not real. Are the trolls still in defeat? I mean, you can't really defeat the trolls, not permanently, because it's just too easy to make it another account. But they've so you can't permanently defeat them. You can't win the war against the trolls, I don't think, but you can win a lot of the battles. Georgia baseball did a lot better this year than I thought they would do, though. So even if they don't go that far, now that it's the postseason, I mean, listen, they've been terrible the last several years in baseball. I mean, god awful. I was this close to firing the baseball coach. I was going to have him fired this season if they were terrible again, but they turned it around and did pretty good. They were ranked for a lot of the season and had the best year they've had in a long time. So no matter what happens with them now, it's been a successful season for them. Softball, though, needs to beat Tennessee this weekend. No, but I have seen a lot of articles on Josh Belk, and if you guys know Carolina Jackpot, I've had him on the show. He's a South Carolina fan. He has a YouTube channel. He made a video on the Josh Belk situation today. So I still don't know anything definitive on that. The people that seem to know more about it than I do seem convinced he's going to South Carolina, so I'm just going to assume that's the case until or unless I hear something different on the Josh Belk deal.
In the course of this game, at times, just like it was like his buying time
Hunter Johnson, he transferred. He's gone. He left Clemson. Yeah, Athens is hosting Super Regional. Georgia hosting Super Regional against Tennessee tomorrow. I think the game's at 5, 3 or 5. It's an afternoon game, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, now, if you guys are new to Carolina Jackpot, SEC Dog says Jackpot's a great video maker. If you guys are new to Carolina Jackpot, you have to watch him during the season. He if things don't go well for Carolina, his videos are must watch. He gets really angry. I think he well, that doesn't matter. But he puts on quite a show during the season when things aren't going well for South Carolina. So make sure you guys check him out when the season starts if you're not already following him. Wrestling like WWE, no. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid. Then I got into it again when I was in college, but that's been 20 years ago now. And then I got into it again 3 or 4 years ago because Lou Jr. got into it real big. So, like, I took him to a couple of wrestling shows. I bought him all the wrestling little action men in the ring and all that. He was big time into it. But he, you know, that was sort of a fad for him that lasted a year or two. When he grew out of that fad, then I quit watching. I only started watching it then because he was watching. That's how I ended up with this, though. The undefeated, see, the real undefeated troll champion of the universe, the LWO, the UNCLELOU World Order.
On the last play when Steph hit it at the drain hole, was that kind of the design or what was how it played? Well, it was a tough play for us because we got the rebound after this free throw. And, you know, it's one of those plays where if you get the immediate timeout, you get too advanced. And the ball kind of spurted loose. I was calling timeout. Sometimes they'll give it to you, but Draymond, because he fumbled it, it bounced. They said he took a dribble. It's kind of a judgment call. So now we got to go to the third quarter. With 6 seconds left. We knew they had a foul to give. So we wanted Steph to push it. And we were anticipating that they were going to foul Steph. But he made the right play.
Did somebody really just ask for? Somebody just wanted to know how much they have to donate for a sex tape. It depends who you want a sex tape of. You know, so the price varies depending on the stars of the show, sir. I think Tua will be the starter by the end of the season. I have a feeling Jalen Hurts may start week 1. Tua may come in at halftime and we never see Hurts again, or maybe it's week 2, whatever, I don't know. But I have a feeling Saban's going to let Hurts start week 1, but the job is Tua's in all reality. I don't know where Hunter Johnson, didn't he enroll? I think he might have went to a small, lower classification so he doesn't have to sit out. I bust my ass, Lou. So you watch who you're mouthing off to. Jerk off.
I bust my ass, Lou. That's what I do every day. So you be careful who you mouth off to. Jerk off.
Lou, did you give my number out? You know who I am. No, I don't know who you are, and I definitely didn't give your number out. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Where would Carolina be ranked if they're 10-2? They would be a top 10 team. they finish the season 10-2, they'll be ranked in the top 10.
First of all, when you turn it over, they can score, but also you don't get to score. So 18 turnovers is a lot.
This guy, man.
You're not going to beat a good team. This was not a well-played game. I thought both teams were nervous.
The ultimate troll, man. I'll give him credit. He is persistent. He's impersonating Dogs Fan 1196 now. But anyway, he's gone now again. But no, he's accusing me of giving his phone number out. No, I did not give your phone number out. But if you quit playing, or if you keep playing around in this comment section, then I will give your phone number out. I'll make a video. I'll make a 5-minute video, and the entire video will just be a black screen with your phone number on it. So just let it go, man. I gave you more than enough chances. You didn't want to listen for whatever reason, which is fine. But all this copying other people's screen names and stuff in here, this shit's got to stop, man. I will give the number out. And I don't know, maybe it's a fake number. I don't know, but I'll give it out anyway. So, but no, I haven't given it out yet. But I'm this close if you keep screwing around, because it's just getting ridiculous at this point, man. Find something else to do. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. So, you know. Yes, like 5 times. Vanderbilt 10-2? No, 0 chance. None. How did Ultimate Troll get to be a 5-star caller? We run a poll at the end of every month, and people get to vote on who the best caller was, and he created about 30 different accounts and then got all his friends, all his middle school buddies to go on there and vote for him. That's how he won. Yeah, every month we'll do a new 5-star caller. Why was Lisa Cherry banned? I don't know if she. I don't know. I don't remember banning. I don't know. No, if I was a drug trafficker, I would be in prison. Whatever happened to Grayson Lambert? He graduated. Name all the SEC teams that have a chance, in my opinion, next year to win 10 games. Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Auburn. That's it.
Discovering what's possible means asking the right questions. Or you might electronics guru. Or Pete's good too. So you can make me tech savvy. That's what we do.
I don't know. Like once every 2 weeks, I'll go back and pull up the list of banned people, and I'll unban a lot of them. So the next time I go to pull up the ban list, if she's on there, I'll unban her. I remember now. I was telling the story about why I banned somebody for trying to spoil Infinity War, and then, like, not 10 seconds later, she made a comment spoiling Infinity War. That's why she got banned, but I'll unban her.
Watch every Western Conference Finals game live in the NBA app using TNT Overtime. With TNT Overtime, you can stream enhanced live coverage of all TNT games on your favorite device.
Come on, Ben. Take a three-pointer. What are you afraid of? Oh, right. The fact that it definitely won't go in. This guy talks more trash than a young Kobe.
It also takes more bad shots than the old one.
At least I take shots if anyone points.
What's with UGA QB number 22, and why does Kirby want him so bad? Well, I don't understand the question. If he's already on the team, what do you mean? Why does Kirby want? I don't understand what you're asking. And why not just say his name, not his number? You talking about Stetson Bennett? I don't know who you're talking about. It would depend on the 4 games that he lost, Adam. He says, how upset will Georgia fans be if Kirby loses 4 games? If he goes 8-4, that's disappointing. That would be real disappointing if he went 8-4.
Joining us from Bleacher Report. Guys, unbelievable work. And you already know how much we all appreciate it. It makes us howl every time we see it. Who came up with the idea? Who gets the credit?
Joint effort. Yeah, it's also me.
Listen, ultimate troll or whatever. I'm getting tired of asking. Quit faking people's. Quit taking other people's names. And just stop. Quit it. Find something else to do. I'm not going to ask you again.
It's a little bit of both, but when we do the voices of taller men, such as yourself, we modulate the voice lower so that we can sound like we're bigger than we are.
That wasn't Catfish. That was the ultimate troll pretending to be Volunteer Roadshow.
How long does it take to do one episode?
6 weeks. Yeah.
6 weeks?
Yeah, 6 weeks.
You didn't believe me when I told you. When I watch this, and I love y'all's sense of humor, and your lines, a lot of them are so subtle that they almost go by. You got to watch the thing again.
Yeah.
Some of the things you miss. I know you played one for the Golden State Warriors that Steve Kerr requested a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Steve, you watch it. How much pushback do you get? Do you hear from guys, from teams who say, hey, easy on my guy?
I think a lot of people, when they see themselves in a cartoon form, it's sort of disarming, and they take it as a roast. And so we've got a lot of positive feedback. You know, we'll see tweets from like Don Maker, you know, when we put everything out, he's cool about it. Everyone's been good about it because, yeah, I mean, like, it's all in fun, and it's a big roast. And, you know, these guys get critiqued all the time, so I think they're used to it.
Is Kyle Schumer better than Jake Bentley? No.
Craig, is this right? You were going for your master's in astrophysics.
No, that's this guy here. That's the nerdy looking one. Yeah, I was gonna be a rocket scientist, and now I'm making cartoons about the rockets. So there you go.
I mean, the thing about the Ultimate Troll, some of his trolling did get annoying, but like I did like his phone calls. Like his phone calls were entertaining when he would call into the 3 o'clock show. But the thing is, he had my real phone number, and that's on me. I gave him my real phone number, and he trolled me one time on my real phone number, a bunch of text messages trolling, and I told him, and I banned him when he did it. I said, that's a 1-week ban, and I banned him for a week. The week was up, I put him back on. I said, now don't do that again. That's not why you have that number. Don't be doing stupid shit like that with my real phone number. And then a couple of days ago, he thought it would be a good idea to do it again, and so that's it. I don't give 3, 4, and 5 chances. I'm not that guy. Favorite SEC quarterbacks, what, of all time, or now, or what do you mean? All right, Eagle. We'll see you next time, man. Yeah, I think UJ will finish with a top 3 class for 2019. Top 5 at the worst. Favorite SEC quarterbacks right now. From Drew Lock. I think Bentley's okay, but he makes too many mistakes, too many turnovers. Tua's got potential, but, you know, I got to see him for more than one half of football. Nick Fitzgerald is above average. Yeah, I don't know. All right, Squid Tard's first cousin. I could watch this Michigan fan and Notre Dame fan go at it all day. This is great. This is what college football is all about, man. This trash talking with your rivals and stuff like that. That's the whole reason I do what I do here on YouTube. And I mean, these guys are going at it in here, and I love it. Why does Tennessee think they're good in sports? They're a proud fan base, you know. I mean, their program does have a lot of tradition, and they've just had a real rough stretch over the last 10 years. And unfortunately for them, I don't see it turning around anytime in the next few years. Yeah, I think Notre Dame and Michigan can both be top 10 teams this year. That I'm being dead serious. I could see that Notre Dame Michigan game early in the season going a lot like that Georgia Notre Dame game went early last year, where it's a real, you know, somebody's got to lose, obviously, but I could see the loser of that game being 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, then 7-1, and I can see the winner of that game being 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. Like I think they both have potential to be really good. I think the fact that it's early in the season benefits Notre Dame because what's his name, that quarterback that Michigan got out of Ole Miss, Shea Patterson. It may take him a couple of weeks to really get the hang of what's going on with the Big Ten and Notre Dame's offense and all that kind of stuff, but I think that's going to be a really good game. Now, Notre Dame does have a chance against – both teams have a chance. I mean, that's going to be a good game. I don't think anybody's getting blown out in that game. Michigan's defense, I think, is too good for Notre Dame to blow them out, and I don't think Michigan's offense is good enough to blow Notre Dame. I think it's going to be a good game. Uncle Lou, do you remember Clown? Yeah, I remember Clowney. He was a great player his first 2 years at South Carolina. The third year was one of the biggest disgraces I've ever seen in college football. The guy didn't try. He had no interest in being there. It was pathetic and sad. It was one of the saddest displays of lack of sportsmanship, lack of effort, lack of caring that I've ever seen. If I was a South Carolina fan, I would have been absolutely embarrassed. And if I was Steve Spurrier, I wouldn't have played him. I'd have yanked him off the field, and I would not have played him. Ultimate Troll's back. Y'all see him?
See more movement tonight offensively.
Craig Newman says, nice little hat. Remember last year when you laughed at the idea that Miami would beat Virginia Tech and Notre Dame? Yeah, I also remember laughing at the fact that you thought Miami was going to win the ACC. Clemson just scored again in the ACC title game. I also like the fact that I told you what you were going to get with Mark Richt, and that's what you got. And that's what you're going to continue to get. So enjoy your 9.7 wins this season. Top 10 top 10 best defensive head coaches in college football. Kirby Smart, Nick Saban. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I mean, I can't give you a top 10 list like that off the top of my head. I'd have to look into that some. 10 is a lot. I think Dabo Swinney's a better coach than Mark Richt. I mean, I did the video today ranking the ACC coaches, and I ranked Dabo Swinney ahead of Mark Richt. Do I have Notre Dame or Michigan's schedule I can pull up? Hold on, let me see. No, let me see if I can get it real quick. Hold on, I'm adding Notre Dame's schedule here. We can look at it.
Trying to get them in the crowd where we can just win.
Huh?
All right, there's Notre Dame's schedule. How many losses are there? If South Carolina has one SEC loss and Georgia has one SEC loss, who goes to the SEC championship? Whoever won between those two teams. The head-to-head would be the tiebreaker in that scenario.
20,000 miles between oil changes guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection.
From day one, we always came through for our customers.
When I look at Notre Dame's schedule, I see Michigan could possibly be a problem. At Wake Forest could be a problem. At Virginia Tech could be a problem.
Fixing what went wrong and ending product sales goals.
I think Florida State, maybe. I mean, maybe. And Southern Cal, replacing Sam Darnold, but they recruit quarterbacks all the time there. I mean, I see 5 potential losses on Notre Dame's schedule. I find it highly unlikely they would lose all 5 of those games, but I think if Notre Dame went 8-4, that would be that would be a bad year. But I could see maybe 9-3, 10-2. Now, they could go 12-0. I'm not saying they can't, but to say, like I saw a comment Notre Dame fans, the only game I'm worried about is at Virginia Tech. You should be worried about a lot more games than that. I'll put Michigan's schedule up in a second here after we finish arguing about this one. Let me know when you're tired of staring at this Notre Dame schedule, and I'll put the Michigan schedule up. But we can argue about that too. Stanford's another one. I don't know how I skipped over that one. Look, I'll make a prediction right now. At Wake Forest, home against Stanford, at Virginia Tech, Notre Dame's not winning all 3 of those games. It's not happening. They'll lose at least one of those games. That's a tough 3. That's a tough 3 weeks right there. They're not winning all 3 of those games. I'll do Tennessee after Michigan. I already have Tennessee saved on here, so I don't even have to look it up.
Look at this photograph.
All right, Michigan. All right, let's see. I see 1, 2, 3. I see 5 potential losses here too. But I'll say the same thing. I don't think there's any way they lose all 5. But I see 5 games here that could be a problem for Michigan. they get their bye week at a good time because these 3 games, look, Wisconsin, at Michigan State, and then Penn State, not winning all 3 of those. So similar to Notre Dame here, if Michigan can go 2-1 against Wisconsin, Michigan State, and Penn State, that would be great. At Notre Dame's not going to be easy. Wisconsin's not going to be easy. At Michigan State's not going to be easy. Penn State's not going to be easy. And at Ohio State's not. I mean, you're not. No, Michigan's not going undefeated. I mean, you're not winning all 5 of those games. 10-2 would be a miracle season. 10-2 would be a great. With this is a hard schedule. At Ohio State, at Michigan State, and then you got to play Wisconsin and Penn State. I mean, yeah, you get them at home, but I mean, those are good. Wisconsin is the real deal.
No, lady, how about you shut the up? I'm doing Lou too, bitch.
Here's the Voltards now. Yeah, Michigan State's going to be better this year, too. If Shea Patterson ends up being a good quarterback at Michigan, Michigan's going to be a very, very, very good team. If Shea Patterson ends up not being a very good quarterback, Michigan's going to be the same team we've seen the last 3 years. Everything rides on Shea Patterson for Michigan's season, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll pull Florida up after Tennessee. I have it on here too already, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I'll pull it up next. I mean, Tennessee, first of all, the other teams we've talked about so far are good teams. Tennessee's not a good team. So I'm telling you right now, they're losing week 1 to West Virginia. I think they beat the 2 high school teams in week 2 and 3. But then I think they will be lucky to win one of their first 5 SEC games. I mean, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, and Carolina, they'll be lucky to win one of those. And they could very easily lose all 5. They get Florida at home. I think that's probably their best chance for a win. They're not winning at Georgia. They're not winning at Auburn. They wouldn't beat Alabama if they played on the moon. And Tennessee has never beat Will Muschamp, whether he was at Florida or South Carolina. So, and that's in Columbia. So the best opportunity for Tennessee to pick up its first SEC win is week 4 against Florida, and that's a toss-up game. Dan Mullen's a better coach than Jeremy Pruitt because he's proven. You don't know what you're getting with Pruitt. Pruitt may end up being a better coach than Mullen, but right now you got to give Mullen the advantage over a guy who's never coached a game. Tennessee could be staring down the barrel of a 2-6 start here, and then they got to win their last 4 games of the season just to make a bowl, and they're not doing that. If they start 2-6, there's no way they're beating Kentucky, Missouri, and Vanderbilt. Not happening. They've lost 4 of 6 to Vandy. Maybe they beat Kentucky. Mizzou, if Tennessee is as bad as we think they are, and they start 2-6, then Missouri could score 50 points on them again. I mean, if Tennessee wins 8 games this year, Jeremy Pruitt should win Coach of the Year. Pruitt is 100% a loose cannon, Adam. You're right about that. And the thing is, he's never been a part of a losing team. He's floated around from Alabama, Georgia to Florida State. You know what I mean? So he's been on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 win teams for the last 5, 6 years. He may be at Tennessee 3 years before he wins 15 games total. So I'm looking forward to his head popping off and him just exploding.
Still nervous about buying a house?
A little. Thought I could de-stress with some Zen gardening.
At least we don't have to worry about homeowners insurance.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough year for Tennessee. I mean, there's no way around it.
Good to know.
Been doing it for years.
That's really good to know. I should clean this up.
I'll get the dustpan.
Now, y'all ready to y'all want me to put Florida up now? Y'all seen enough of this Tennessee? I'll put Florida up next.
It's like being stuffed like a pinata while being dragged through an emotional minefield. That's why pampering goes beyond pain relief. Save pain reliever is Tylenol plus powerful ingredients for bloating and irritability. Pampering, real period relief.
Y'all should always be recruiting more people to LouTube. Yeah, I'll see if I can get Mississippi State after Florida.
You listen what the general tell you now.
All right, here's Florida.
Call 1-800-476-1447. That's 1-800-476-1447.
You got 24 hours to dedicate to shopping. Those Russians.
He said he would shoot people that tried to kill him. Bullshit. Brother was working for us. I know she would not to prevent her crew.
All right, so what y'all think about Florida? Charleston Southern's a win. Kentucky's a win. I'm sorry. After what I saw last year, I'm never picking Kentucky to beat Florida ever again. I mean, Florida's probably starting out 3-0. 3 home games against 3 or 2 nobodies, and Kentucky, which is a team they just completely own. And then you got at Tennessee and at Mississippi State. Now, if Florida loses at Mississippi State, to me, that will be the funniest loss all year in college football. You know, Florida fans can't spend all offseason talking about how great of a coach Dan Mullen is and then lose to the team that Dan Mullen left to come to Florida. That would just blow your whole theory out of the water. That's going to be one of my favorite games to watch of the entire year that's not a Georgia game. It's going to be that Florida at Mississippi State game. If Mississippi State wins that game, I mean, I am going to unload on Florida fans if they lose that game. That's going to be a must-see Uncle Lou video. I promise you, if Florida loses that Mississippi State game, I will make a video for the ages. Oh, I'm sure the Florida at Tennessee game, I'm sure, will be the 3:30 game on CBS. It is almost every year.
You can call me whatever you want, as long as you tip me, okay?
The thing is, I think Mississippi State is a better team. They definitely have a better quarterback with Nick Fitzgerald. It's at Mississippi State, and that's not an easy place to play with those stupid-ass cowbells and all that. And they have a good coach. What's his name? Moorhead? The guy knows what he's doing. Mississippi State could be a dangerous team this year. Adam says they might move the Florida-Tennessee game to Thursday night.
Are you taking the old Jet magazine to Glenn? So, Jen, Uncle Daddy give up to the Russians? No, I told him to step down. Join that more and more. Come on, baby.
All right, y'all seen enough of this Florida now?
Fantasy County.
It worked. Roller won't kill us as long as we promise not to tell anyone about his investment.
He's just gonna drop him?
That's what he said. I told him that if anything happened to you or me, y'all would go to Uncle Daddy and tell him that he'd been stealing from you.
Oh my God, girl. I can't believe that.
Y'all should go celebrate.
The losses on Florida's schedule. At Tennessee is a toss-up. At Mississippi State, I hope they lose. I think they lose to LSU. They lose to Georgia. Missouri is a toss-up. South Carolina is a toss-up. And I think they lose to Florida State. And I'm not high on Florida State. It's just Florida State's had their number lately. And it's at Florida State. So 8-4 maybe. I think if things go good, 8-4 for Florida.
No, it's just I don't want anything serious. So stop sending me flowers and edible arrangements and teddy bears.
All right, here's Mississippi State.
Polly, great news. So I talked to Dez, and Roller's not gonna kill me. And will you shut your fat mouth? She can't do this. She's over your love. Hey, girl. See? Okay, and how is Dez? Oh, she's good. Roller's not gonna kill her either. Okay, tell me exactly what she said. Okay, well, she said she's gonna fall under Ball's cock. Doesn't say cock. It's a big girl.
Stephen F. Austin, obviously a win. At Kansas State, Mississippi State should win that game. Lafayette is a win. They should. I mean, Kentucky's not the 3-4 win Kentucky they've been in years past, but they're not on Mississippi State's level. So they should win that game. That's 4-0. And then you got that Florida game. I think that's a huge game for both teams there. If they somehow can beat Florida, then they're 5-0 with a home game against Auburn. That takes them into their bye week. Auburn will be a favorite. I mean, Auburn is a better team, but we'll see what happens. I mean, Auburn destroyed Mississippi State last year, so we'll see. But then they have a bye week. At LSU is going to be tough. That's a revenge game for LSU. LSU got embarrassed against Mississippi State last year. They have to play them it's at the Corn Dogs. Texas A&M, they'll win that game, or at least they should. Louisiana Tech will be a win. At Alabama, you got to put that down as a loss. Although Mississippi State played them real tough last year, it's hard to just assume any Alabama game as a win. So you'd have to assume a loss there for Mississippi State. At Ole Miss, they should win that game. So I've seen some people say 11-1. I don't know if Mississippi State is deep enough or consistent enough to go 11-1. I agree that that's definitely possible. I think 9-3 is probably where they'll land. A team like Mississippi State always tends to lose a game they're not supposed to lose. That's not necessarily a knock against Mississippi State. Most teams lose a game they're not supposed to lose. Clemson lost to Syracuse. Alabama lost to Auburn. Georgia lost to Auburn. Ohio State lost to Iowa. Oklahoma lost to Iowa State. Washington lost to Arizona. I mean, almost every team every single year loses at least one game they're not supposed to. So you say, okay, Alabama's a definite loss. I would argue they're going to lose at least one other game that's 2 losses. If Auburn beats them, that's 3 losses. If they lose to LSU, that's 4. If they lose to Florida, that's 5. I'll split the difference and say maybe 9-3. Do I have Alabama's schedule on here? Oh, I'll have to download it real quick. No, I haven't pulled up Ole Miss's schedule yet. A couple people asked for Bama, though. I'll do Bama next. I'm not watching anything on TV. I had the basketball game on, and it ended, so that was whatever came on after the basketball game. I turned it off. I forgot it was. I don't even pay attention to it. I forgot it was on. All right, here comes Bama's schedule then.
Oh, I don't speak pineapple, woo!
Bama's schedule. Let's see. Win, 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 win. Bye week. Win, 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 win. SEC championship game. So my guess is they go 11-1. Louisville's a toss-up. Get out of here. Bama will be favored in all 12 games, no doubt. Hard to go 12-0 though. So if I was going to bet on their record, I would bet on 11-1. LSU always plays them tough. We talked about Mississippi State maybe being a good team. You know, Iron Bowl, something weird could happen there, although I don't see it. Auburn had problems on the road lately. They'll beat Texas A&M and Ole Miss without a problem. Louisville, Arkansas State, there's no way they're losing that one. At Arkansas, they're not ready for prime time. Let me say this about this Missouri game. Alabama's lost 9 starters on defense. Now, I know they played a lot of young players last year and a lot of playing time and stuff like that. So just because they lost 9 starters doesn't mean they're putting 9 other people in there who've never played. I get that. But Alabama lost its top 6 defensive backs. Listen, I want y'all to listen to Uncle Lou giving y'all this knowledge here, okay? To these people that Uncle Lou don't know nothing about football, just listen what I'm telling you. Alabama lost its top six defensive backs last year. If Drew Lock gets really, really hot in that game, it's possible. I'm not saying it's likely. It's possible Missouri beats Alabama. Now type on that. Now, there's no way. Like, if you're asking me to make a bet on that game, there's no way I would bet Missouri to win that game. No way. And even if Alabama's defensive backs are below average, which is possible, Drew Lock could spend half the game on his back because the defensive line is all over him all game. So, sometimes the best pass coverage is an elite pass rush. And that could be the case in that game, and Alabama could win by 30 points. I'm just saying, if things go haywire for Alabama and their pass secondary is not where it needs to be, Drew Lock is a type of quarterback that can make you pay. That will be the best quarterback Alabama plays all year. I mean, it's one. I mean, here's the thing: when you look at Alabama's schedule, you can't just say, well, you can. You could just go, well, they're going to be fair. They're going 12-0, and then just skip on to the next. But I mean, it's like when I make those prediction videos every week during the year, and I always pick at least 2 or 3 upsets, right? Very rarely do the upsets happen, And then all the next week in the comments section, I have people telling me what an idiot I am because I picked such and such team to lose, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, it's boring to just pick all favorites. I mean, who wants to watch me yell on YouTube for 8 minutes every Thursday during the season where I yell at you that every favorite is winning this weekend? So, I mean, you gotta go out on some limbs. Upsets happen every year in college football, so you got to pick some every week. And that Missouri-Alabama game is one of those games. Now, this is 6-7 weeks into the season, so by the time that game rolls around, Alabama's defensive backfield may look elite. Missouri's offense maybe not as looking good, whatever. And I may make that video and say there's no way, Missouri's got no chance or whatever, but as of right now, I mean, when you look at Alabama's schedule, you have to look for interesting things. There's nothing's going to jump out. They're going to be favored to win every game. So you got to look for something interesting to talk about. And to me, right now, that Alabama-Missouri game looks interesting just because Alabama loses so many starters on defense and they lose their top 6 defensive backs. Space Mountain, good morning. Myrtle Beach, Uncle Lou has been there a bunch of times, sir. When I was a kid, that's where we vacationed every summer. My parents took me and my brother every year. Every summer we went to Myrtle Beach with another family that lived up the street from us. We would do a week there every summer when I was a kid. What do I think Arkansas needs to be good? I think they need 3 recruiting classes because Chad Morris Chad Morris runs a fast-paced, up-tempo offense. Brett Bielema ran a slow, grinded-out 3 yards in a cloud of dust style of offense. So Chad Morris is a Ferrari, but Arkansas is full of 18-wheeler parts. It's going to take a while to change those parts out. I do like Chad Morris, though. Type. All right, here's South Carolina. I'll do Ole Miss next, Stick Pig. While y'all are looking at the Carolina schedule, I'll download the Ole Miss schedule and pull it up next. South Carolina, 1-0 after beating Coastal Carolina, 1-1 after losing to Georgia. Marshall, they should win that game, 2-1. Although I will say they have a history lately of struggling with some of these lower tier schools. Of course, they lost to Citadel a few years ago. They almost lost to Louisiana Tech early in the season last year. So, you can keep an eye on that Marshall game, but South Carolina should win that one. Vanderbilt at home, they should win. Or no, that's on the road. They should still win that. And Kentucky on the road. They've lost 4 in a row to Kentucky. Is it possible they lose 5 in a row to Kentucky? I don't know. That's going to be a must-watch game right there. At home against Missouri. I picked this as an upset last year. I thought Missouri could beat them, and South Carolina dominated them. It wasn't even close. So I think Missouri will be a little bit better this year, but I think South Carolina is going to be a little bit better too. So probably have to lean South Carolina on that one. Texas A&M in Columbia. Texas A&M has had South Carolina's number. Right now, I would lean South Carolina in that game, though. Tennessee, got to lean South Carolina. Ole Miss, they got to travel to Oxford. Maybe that's a tricky game if Ole Miss can get the pass game going. Maybe they find a way to outscore South Carolina, but you would think right now South Carolina looks like the better team there. Florida and in Gainesville, that one could go either way. Although, again, I think South Carolina is the better team. Whatever that C is that Central Michigan? Whatever that is, they should win that one. And then Clemson, they'll lose by 30 points. So at least, there's 2 guaranteed losses on this schedule. My bet is they lose at least 1 more. So I think 9 wins is the ceiling for South Carolina. I could see them going 9-3 or 8-4. And then depending on if they can win their bowl game or not, finishing with either 9 or 10 wins. Yeah, I've been saying for months that I think Carolina can win 9 or 10 games this year. Some Carolina fans are getting mad at me about that. That's a good year. I mean, you is it possible that South Carolina beats Georgia or Clemson? Yes, anything is possible. But when you look at this schedule right now, it would be hard for anybody being serious to pick South Carolina over Georgia or Clemson. Of course, it could happen, but if you're trying to be realistic here, you would have to assume that those two games are losses. So then you have to ask yourself: is Will Muschamp a good enough coach? Is South Carolina deep enough and talented enough to win every game on their schedule that they're supposed to win? I say no. And again, I go back to this thing: almost every single team in America loses at least one game that they're not supposed to lose. Even Alabama, even Clemson, even Ohio State. I mean, I went through the list earlier. So it's not unreasonable to think that South Carolina is going to also lose a game they're not supposed to lose, in addition to losing the two they're supposed to lose, which would be Georgia and Clemson. That would put them at 9-3. If they win the bowl game, it's 10 wins. I mean, that would be a great year. Yeah, Adam, it could easily be 8-5. No doubt. 9-4, 8-5. I mean, I could easily see that um, happening. I mean, if you look at this right now, though, you would assume they're probably going to be favored in at least 8 of these games, maybe 9. I'll admit I'm sleeping on Texas A&M. I'm not buying into them, so I will admit that. If Texas A&M wins 8 or more games, I'll be surprised. I'll be wrong. Everybody's not a mod. It's just a YouTube glitch again. Sumlin's at one of the Florida schools. Is it? Which one is it? It's one of the Florida schools. Shoot, which one is it? No, it's not Arizona. Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards got the job at Arizona. Oh, Sumlin's at Arizona. Well, I thought Herm Edwards was at Arizona. Oh, Arizona State. Okay. Gotcha. USF is Charlie Strong, right? Maybe that's what I was thinking of. No, I don't think Kirby will leave Georgia for another college team, not even Alabama. It's his alma mater. He grew up here. I don't think Kirby would leave for another college team. Yeah, I like seafood. Yeah, I don't think Kirby leaves UGA unless the wheels fall off and he gets fired, or somehow the NFL talked him into going to the NFL. All right, I'm gonna put up this Ole Miss schedule, and then that's gonna be it for today. Okay.
Lou makes me so damn mad.
Oh, this stream's ending soon. Is that Shea Patterson? They must have put this this schedule out before he transferred, I guess. I didn't even realize that was still Shea Patterson on there. That's funny. I bet they wish they wouldn't have put this out now. Texas Tech, they'll win that game. Texas Tech is in the toilet right now, so they'll win that one. Southern Illinois, they'll win that one. Alabama's a loss. Kent State's a win. So they should be 3-1. Worst case scenario, 2-2. If they're terrible, they could lose to Texas Tech, but I don't see them being that bad. So you have to probably go with 3-1 there. Next 4 games at LSU, I would put that down as a loss. Louisiana Monroe win at Arkansas. That's tough. At Arkansas, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to give Ole Miss a win there. Auburn loss. South Carolina. You have to assume South Carolina wins that game, like I mentioned a minute ago. At Texas A&M, they could lose that one. At Vanderbilt, I think they win that one. I think Vanderbilt takes a step or two back this year. I like Jared, the Vanderbilt mod that we have. I like him, and he's a diehard Vanderbilt fan. And you have to respect a guy that's diehard of a team like that. So I hate to stomp on Vandy. I think they take a step back this year. And then Mississippi State, I think they lose that game. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 6-6 maybe. Jeff Malloy, good morning, sir. Yeah, Warriors got whipped tonight, no doubt. I think Alabama will probably go after Dabo Swinney, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to get him. I think Alabama had a better chance of getting Dabo Swinney before he won a national title there. It's going to be hard now to get him, especially if they keep at the pace they're at now. It would be hard, I think, to get Dabo Swinney away from Clemson and an easier ACC. I think it would be tough to talk Dabo Swinney into leaving the cream of the crop in the ACC to go to Alabama, where I think it would be harder for him to get to the college football playoff every year than it is for him to do it at Clemson. Yeah, TCU, they won a Rose Bowl, what, 3-4 years ago? They were 12-1, 13-1, something like that. All right, Bulldog, we'll see you next time, man. Thanks for coming on the stream tonight. All right, Charles, see you next time, man. Yeah, I got to end it here soon. It's been 3 hours now. Who had Russell Wilson? Well, Wisconsin and then NC State. USC Junior or Auburn? You get them both at home. I guess if you can get your quarterback situation figured out. I mean, I like your wide receivers. My biggest concern with Ole Miss is motivation. Like, you have nothing to play for, and that just worries me about a team. So I don't know. I think Auburn and South Carolina are as good or better talent-wise than Ole Miss, and Auburn and South Carolina both have reasons to play. Oh, I got you, Adam. Yeah. Yeah, these schedule breakdowns are good to do, Notre Dame fan. They're fun to do. I have a bunch of them saved on this program I use for streaming, so I can just click the button and they show up. Tonight, you guys wanted to see a bunch that I didn't have saved, but that's good because once they're saved on here, I always have them. So next time anybody wants to see any of these schedules, literally all I have to do is click the button and it puts it up on the screen. So it worked out good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it, though. 3 hours. I really appreciate y'all coming on the stream tonight. I had a good time. I had some good football talk tonight, too. A little bit of trolls, but nothing we couldn't handle. Especially all you guys who are still here at the end. So Stick Pig, Squidtard's dad, Adam the Sports Guy, Space Mountain, Mark Dudley, Blackhawks 24/7, SEC Dog, David E, Squidtard, Bulldog, Papa Spur, Stick Pig, 9X MVP King. Good morning, sir. I really appreciate all y'all coming on, especially the ones of y'all that stayed the whole time. This was a long stream, but I had a great time tonight. We'll do this stream again Tuesday night, next Tuesday. And I'll have Lou Jr. on next Tuesday night, too, for a little bit at least. He'll be out of school. So we'll do this stream again on Tuesday night. Of course, call-in show next Monday and Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern. It's still ACC week here on LouTube, so I have an ACC video out for you tomorrow. And then to make up for the day I missed, I'll put one out on Saturday. And then what's up, BVD? We're just ending it, though, ending the stream. Yep. So, anyway, I will see y'all next time. Have a good morning.